The second factor that influences growth is capacity. How prepared are you for that growth which you desire to see? How prepared are you for the growth which you are expecting to see in that business? How prepared are you for that marriage which you desire? How prepared are you for those children which you desire to give birth to? Because these are different levels of growth that will stretch you. Growth stretches you financially, physically, mentally, emotionally, and sometimes spiritually. So you need to be prepared for that level of growth which you desire. Capacity will help you manage the growth well, such that it becomes an addition and a blessing. There are people who find themselves distressed and sometimes depressed while going through a growth process because they lack enough capacity to sustain that level of growth which they are experiencing. So growth is an increase and it is a stretch. You need to be mentally prepared. You need to be emotionally prepared. You need to be financially prepared. You need to be spiritually prepared in some circumstances. So it is very important to build capacity. Talking about the prodigal son who experienced an increase by reason of an inheritance which he received from his father, but it was only a matter of time. He returned to an even worse situation than he started off because he started off living a good life in his father's house. So when he decided to leave, he left with an increase, but because he lacked the necessary capacity to manage that increase, he returned to an even worse state because he did not have the capacity to manage the growth that would place him in a better state or in a better position. So growth is an increase which should leave you better off than you were. But some people are not able to enjoy growth because sometimes it comes unexpectedly when they are not adequately prepared for. And by reason of that, they struggle. They struggle mentally, they struggle emotionally, they struggle financially, and sometimes spiritually. So it is very important to build capacity by acquiring the right skills, building on them. It is very important to build capacity by acquiring the right information or knowledge that will help you manage that level of growth which you are expecting or you desire. Build experience that will help you, empower you to be able to manage that growth. If you desire to get married, you should be able to acquire the right knowledge about marriage because marriage is a form of growth. It is a form of increase. The Bible says two are better than one. So marriage is a form of growth. As you desire to get married, you should be able to prepare for marriage, build enough capacity that will help you manage it, enjoy marriage, will help you handle marriage emotionally, financially, spiritually, mentally, physically. As you expect to have children in that marriage, it is a form of growth because children are an addition and you need capacity, financial capacity to be able to take care of them. You need mental and intellectual capacity to be able to train them, to raise them well. You need spiritual capacity to be able to intercede for them, to guide them. You need emotional capacity to be able to raise children well, because sometimes they can drive your emotions high. So you need emotional capacity to be able to control your emotions. All of these are different forms of growth that will stretch you. So growth is a stretch, which means you need to have enough elasticity that will help you contain that stretch, which comes with growth. Even if you win a lottery or you happen to inherit wealth or possessions, if you do not have enough capacity to manage it, you will definitely go down. It's only a matter of time. That's why you see the prodigal son who inherited wealth from his father, but because he did not have enough capacity, he came crashing. He went down even lower than he started off. There are people who can recount their past, and you will see that their past is more glorious than their present. Why? Because along the way, something happened, either due to lack of emotional capacity, mental capacity, spiritual capacity, or physical capacity. So building capacity is very important to help you sustain the level of growth which you desire to see. So you build capacity ahead of time in preparation for that growth. You don't wait until growth comes before you start building capacity. No, you have to be prepared.